Except this ginger ale clip. Yeah, man. So we're gonna see.
Before we start, quick side note. What?
We're recording.
I don't know what he said.
Is
And I'm not saying anything too crazy right now. Shaq, you have one more day, 24 hours, brother.
I just said I put the Tim sign in the edge. You heard?
so does that mean you're joining the Knicks or nah? Are you joining the Knicks or nah?
Why does everything have to be a verbal
No,
confirmation?
I need to hear you say
we need a verbal confirmation, brother.
I'm not telling Willie, but there's a reason why I'm asking for the verbal confirmation.
Shaq, once you fully acknowledge and embrace your Knicks fandom and denounce that foolery that you've been a part of for so long.
I'll buy you a Knicks hat. I'll buy you, and I hate the Knicks. I mean, I respect Boston and the Knicks until they play us. Then I can't stand them. But yeah, I'll buy you a Knicks hat, man. Just say the word, dog. It's time. Go home, man. I'll tell you right now, if 757 ever get a basketball team, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I love Philly. It's been an honor and a privilege, man. But we ever get a basketball team, I'm going home, dog. I'm going home.
I feel like a sucker going to them when they're good, man.
Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't felt no way about going to Liverpool.
Say that damn well. Fully. We was trying to run over to Arsenal, man. We both was ass, man. You still ass, Shaq. Your squad still ass.
Man, you was not ass that year. No, we weren't.
Hey, with hope in my heart, I will never walk alone. And with that being said, this is episode 36. To all my people that still watch wrestling, welcome to episode.
I hate them both.
Welcome to episode 36 of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. Man, this is Steve Dent. We got Willie in the house. We got Shaq in the house, man. Got some things we need to discuss. We just came off a weekend with a PLE. We're going to get into that in a moment, man. But we're going to start this podcast off with something interesting. So, in a little under a month from now, I want to say on June 7th. Yes, matter of fact, on June 7th, in LA, of all places, that's going to be crazy. Money in the Bank is taking place, man. We haven't had any qualifying matches yet. We haven't had no signs of who's going to be in it. So now is a perfect time for us to make our perfect predictions. So with that being said, fellas, we're going to do men and women. If you had that sounded crazy. If you could pick 7 men and 7 women to make the perfect field for this year's Money in the Bank, who would you pick? And if y'all want, I can go first because I got my list together already.
I didn't know we was doing the women's list. Jesus.
We doing women too. This is not
I'll go men first. Carmelo Hayes. I don't know what's going on here now. I'm sorry, my mind is still on the Knicks right now. Obviously, man, Knicks in 5. You know what I mean? Fuck all you Boston. I go too hard right now. We got wrestling right now. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes. I'm on the fence. I want to say Drew, but I'm not. Braun Breaker. Sami Zayn, maybe. It's 3. I need 4 more.
Yeah.
I want to say stuck between Cody and CM Punk. That's what I'm stuck between. I don't know if they wait for Cody to come back at SummerSlam, though, to return. I would love to see, but I don't think he's losing the title yet. Obafemi. Would love to see him in it.
I'd love to see Oba in it.
I'm trying to see it. They got to have an NXT guy in there, maybe. Maybe they don't. There wasn't one in there last year, right? Okay, so Carmelo, Braun, Sami Zayn. For shits and giggles, Finn Balor. And what? Shit. That's 4. I need 3 more. I don't want to say Penta, man, because they've been glazing him enough already as it is. So I'm going to go LA Knight because he's out of the U.S. title thing for now. Drew McIntyre, and my last one, they need another sacrificial lamb in there. They're going there with Carmelo. I'm thinking of some younger guy. Who's a young wrestler that I haven't named that's on your list? I haven't said. We'll go with that.
A young wrestler?
Yeah.
So
I don't know who my seventh person is. I'll stop
what
there.
I give you somebody I'm surprised you didn't mention that's on my list, Alistair.
He's on
Him
my
or Rusev?
Yeah, him or Rusev. The two people I'm stuck between, and I'm almost about to take somebody out for the other one, but I got Alistair Black, Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. But I low key want to take somebody out for Ray Phoenix. I think Ray Phoenix
He's my last person then.
just because of the type of match. Matter of fact, somebody got to go for Ray Phoenix. He's like the Ricochet of this match. Like you need him in there just for to make this. Like he gonna do the crazy spot and stuff like that. But I don't know who I would take out for him though.
Seth Rollins. There's no need for him to have it.
Yeah, you're
He's not
right.
going to be in a match.
You're right.
He'll get his title match a different way. He's not
Right,
going to need Money in the Bank to get it.
and you're right. Either CM Punk or Seth not gonna be in this match because one person gonna cost the other. So we can put Ray Phoenix in there. And then for the women, I got Naomi.
Can't say my list.
I mean, yeah, you can go ahead for the men. My bad. Go.
I got LA Knight. I got Mello, Alistair Black, Penta, Chad Gable, or Americano, whichever one you want to put in there. Sammy and Karrion Kross.
Okay.
Karrion might be the one they do the LA Knight shit with, like they did when he was fucking really on fire.
Yeah,
That's how that seems right now.
When we thought he was gonna win it, and they gave it to Priest.
Yeah. Yep. That would be genius for them to follow that same format with.
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody who would be like an underdog that we wouldn't predict would win, and I couldn't think of nobody.
Bronson Reed ain't coming back yet.
I thought Bronson Reed was gonna be. Oh, you right, Bronson. All right, well,
that big boy broke both his damn ankles. I think, man.
You're right. Well, I'm
jumping off the top of that cage.
You're right. Well, I'm gonna take him out, and I'm gonna put Rollins back in the match. Then, so it'll be Black, Alistair Black, Seth Rollins, Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Ray Phoenix, CM Punk. We'll go with that. All right, for the women, I got Naomi, Pop Rocks, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Jade Cargill, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss. That's who I got.
It won't be back yet.
I thought Liv was coming back in a couple weeks.
I mean, shit, June is right around the corner, bro. That's 2 weeks away.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. If Liv's not back, then replace Liv with Nia Jackson.
Who you got, Shaq? Where you want me to go?
Naomi, Jade, Bailey, Becky, Pop Rocks, Asuka, and Nia.
Asuka.
Oh man, mine is Naomi. I don't think Julia and Roxanne are gonna be in it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go Naomi, Jade. I'm reluctant to pick Jade in it for real. Nia Jax, Chelsea Green.
That's a good one.
I'm out of Roxanne and Julia. I'm gonna go Julia because Roxanne has gotten way more face time than Julia has on the main roster. I think Julia needs that spot more than Roxanne does. Give me Kyrie Sane. And last one, Charlotte Flair. So I don't think she's ever won a Money in the Bank.
Nah, she hasn't, and I'd be pissed if she wins it. All right, so out of those 7, who would y'all like to win for each side, the men and the women?
Who would I like to win?
Barely. Okay.
Naomi and Braun Breaker.
Okay.
And I have a love-hate relationship with Braun Breaker because they're forcing him down our throat in preparation for when these older guys retire and he's the next man up.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that with anyone else. He is clearly the chosen one. I hate that, but I respect it because he's worth it.
We know how this is gonna end, guys.
Yeah.
We've seen this story 1,000 times before. We just don't know how long it's gonna take for them to finally split. It probably happened when Seth has the belt or whatever, and then they have some dissension or something. And Braun challenges Seth, and Braun beats him. We've seen it. The bodyguard, the understudy, takes on. This is
reason why they were calling this the Evolution 2.0, man.
It works. I mean, but it gotta take time. It can't happen within the
my
next
whole thing is that
it's definitely crock pot.
my whole thing is that Braun is the only next man up from that next group of wrestlers. You know what I mean? Really, that they are clearly pitting.
It's clear. It's clear as
You know what I
day.
mean?
And I don't understand why when they have Carmelo Hayes.
Bruh.
Carmelo's right there. But you know what though? You know what's gonna be interesting? It's gonna be very interesting to see what they do when Ilja comes back. Because I feel like they was on the verge of pushing Ilja before he got hurt. So it's gonna be very
Watch him be the
interesting.
third. Let him be the third in there.
He could be. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Let him be the third.
He'd be the
You
madman
just
of the
do
joint.
bat shit motherfuckers around Seth Rollins. That would be dope.
Ooh, that would be crazy. So you
That
cooking
shit
with
crazy too.
grease with that one. You cooking with grease. For me, Sami Zayn for certain. I think Sami Zayn should absolutely be the next underdog to win the next world heavyweight title, WWE title. I don't care if it's at SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. I don't care when it is, but whenever they build up that next underdog, it should be Sami Zayn. It's Sami Zayn's time, man. So I'm gonna go Sami Zayn, and then for the women, of course, I'm gonna go Naomi. You know what I mean? Especially with Naomi putting out that video saying that she only got maybe like a year or two left before she gets ready to start a family. So I would like to see her, even though she's been champ before, but we got a new character, new side. I hope this version of her pays off. So I'm gonna go with
Do
her.
you sacrifice Sammy for Melo? They
Yeah,
both on that ladder climbing up.
absolutely,
Yeah, I would.
They fight. You
absolutely.
know it's the end of the match. It's Sammy and Melo on that ladder.
Let Sammy. Sammy would look. It would be a lot more palatable to the fans for a
Yeah,
year long case holding like Damian did. For him to
yeah.
just wait for the opportune time to cash in.
I personally would like to see, this is me. I'm not saying Melo is not world championship material, but I personally would like to see him hold the Intercontinental title or the US title first and have a lengthy run with that and be one of those ones that put on match after match after match, banger after banger after banger, week after week. You know what I mean?
He's my like to compare him and Braun, like to what you're talking about. Like with the two of them, Braun is the one they're just going to throw the belt on and pit him right there. Melo is going to be the one who's pitting on the dope matches,
Mm-hmm.
who is going to work his way from mid card title all the way up to when it's his turn.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like the chosen one versus the one who did it the hard way almost. You know what I mean? Not to say Braun ain't doing it the hard way, but you know what I mean? Just a juxtaposition. If you want to have two potential future stars of your your programming, I think that would be a great way to do it. You know, one is like the chosen one. You lifted him up there because you believed in him, pit him with Seth and all of them, and you just got Melo, who's literally with fucking Miz. Miz is goated, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But again, like we know he can do more. We would like to see him do more, but he's paving a different path towards that stardom.
If Sammy wins, I wonder, does he go the honorable route and tell you when he's going to cash in? Because he's a face, so it has to be in a good guy way.
I mean, as long as whatever match he chooses, as long as it's in Montreal, I'll be with it.
It has to be in a good guy way.
It would have to be in Montreal. Not Toronto. It would have to be in Montreal.
That's the next time they go in there.
I don't know, but these days, like they don't really announce the pay-per-view for the entire year. So, they can always adjust that the same way they did. Because it was rumored that Backlash was gonna be back it was gonna be in Mexico. And then I guess they pivoted and went with St. Louis to kind of fit along with the storyline for John Cena and Randy Orton. So which leads me to Backlash. It's a perfect segue, brother, into Backlash real quick. So Backlash was this past weekend. I don't think anybody expected Backlash to be an all-time pay-per-view of the year. You know what I'm saying? I felt like Backlash served its purpose, but we're going to go into it real quick. So on a grade level, we're going to go through the matches real quick. So the first match of the night was a fatal four-way between Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. Jacob Fatu won. Shout out to Jacob, man. We got the debut of Jeff Cobb. We're going to talk about that in a second. But before we talk about Jeff Cobb's debut, what do y'all give that match as far as a grade? What was a grade for that match?
Everything was cool. You said the first match, that match was like a B minus.
Okay. Willie, what
Yeah,
you
B
giving?
minus. Yeah, B minus.
I'll give it a B. I will say it might have been the best match of the night, in my opinion.
Can't do that.
Hey, I'm just calling it how I see it, man.
It's a
When they
contender.
had that, there was a spot in the match where all four of them like had a crazy like succession of moves, and I'm like, what in the fuck?
It was crazy. That was the best sequence of the night
Yeah.
when Drew threw Jacob
Yep.
off
Yep.
the top rope,
Mm-hmm.
and he went into the
Yeah.
swanton, did the
Mm-hmm.
dive, came back in, did another swanton.
Mm-hmm.
Then LA Knight hit him with the BST.
Yeah.
Damian
Yep.
Priest hit his move. Claymore. It was crazy. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I get that match a B. I get that match a B too. I thought it was a fun match, great match to open. So I thought it was cool. How y'all feel about for those? All right. So for those who don't know, so Jeff Cobb technically like ain't even though technically like he's not Samoan. You know what I'm saying?
He's from Hawaii.
He's
He's
from
from
Hawaii.
Hawaii, so we
He's from
need to
Hawaii.
make. Cause I've been seeing all over social media. Oh, he the newest member of the Bloodline. No, he's not Samoan. He's not Samoan. What I personally think is going on is I don't think so. I think Solo's trying to start a new crew, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be called the Bloodline. I think it's just going to be his soldiers. It's going to be with him or whatever. You know what I'm saying, to try to help him take over and take his spot back. So, but what y'all think about Jeff Cobb's debut, man?
I loved it. Like, I'm a fan of Jeff Cobb. If you follow like New Japan, things like that, he's an absolute monster, an absolute beast. So it was good to see he finally got called up to WWE, signed a contract. And I genuinely like surprises. Like, I love when, there's no rumors that this person is here. Hey, guess what? This person has signed. So be on the lookout. Like, I absolutely enjoy surprises. So I love it, man. That's probably going to eventually lead to a match between him and Jacob. So good, man. Good. I'm happy for him. Happy for to see what's coming.
Jeff Cobb, it not as many. I hated how he was received. That's what I'll say. It wasn't
It took the crowd a while to figure out
figure
who
out
it
who it
was.
was. Yeah,
And then
and I
when they
don't
saw
think
who
they
it was,
still knew who it was. If I'm being honest,
Most people didn't.
the reaction went a little crazy once people figured out who it was. Not as that was some crowd sweetening by WWE, but I heard a cheer once people figured out who it was.
I didn't care for the reception he got. He's from Guam. Side note. Also, random fact about Jeff Cobb: when he was doing amateur wrestling, he did wrestle against Yoel Romero from UFC fame. He got his ass whooped. Yeah, he lost. Yeah, we'll see an MMA fight. It was just like amateur wrestling, like your Greco-Roman. Yeah, freestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought if anybody appeared, it was going to be Hikaleu. I didn't expect to see Jeff Cobb. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I follow Jeff Cobb. I haven't, but I heard about his signing and did my research like months ago when they signed him. I forgot all about he had got signed, and it was a genuine surprise for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this storyline. Hopefully, they build Solo back up. You know what I mean? Because Solo he got a real argument for most improved wrestler since last year, man. So we'll see what they do with that. The next match, which I personally think was match of the night. This is what I had as match of the night. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Before we even give the grade, though, I gotta give Lyra her just due, man. I did not think she was gonna win this match clean. I thought this was gonna be her funeral. I really did. I thought they were gonna put that strap on Becky Lynch, man. And she showed out. She probably wrestling wise, she probably was the wrestler of the night. Real talk. She put on a show, man. So much respect to her, man. But I gave the match a B plus. Where y'all at with it?
A B.
Yeah, B. I said that, and the Fatal 4-Way were probably my favorite matches. So B, depending on how you feeling, B plus. So I view those as like they were the best matches of the night. So I could see
Agreed.
one or the
I
other.
agree with that.
For sure. For sure. I'm glad we on the same page because we gonna talk about a match later on. But next match, which was it was a good match, man. Penta versus Dom. I think it served its purpose. Dom might have put on the best wrestling performance of his career in that match, man. I gave the match a B minus. I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Same B minus.
Yeah, that's what y'all with a B minus. Where you at, Willie?
This is the Penta Dom match.
Yeah.
B minus, C plus.
Yeah.
B minus, C plus.
I
Check the boxes, but it was a match.
Dom held his own. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dom has gotten better, but I low key didn't expect him to hold his own that well, and he did, man. He that dive into the DDT was very dope.
That was fire. Yeah,
That was dope, man. And it was good storytelling to continue to build up that beef between him and Finn. So I enjoyed the match. We're gonna skip Gunther and Pat McAfee. That match was it was there. Shout out to Pat though. Pat, you know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do. He entertained the crowd.
Hurt wrestling in them 11s. My feet was hurt for it.
More than his feet hurt. Did you see his chest? Golly.
We all been there. We've been there before.
He said Gunther chopped him so hard he popped the blood vessel in his eye. That's crazy. But shout out to Pat for even doing that, man. A lot of celebrities would not have signed up for that match, man. So much respect to Pat for doing that. But there's no need to grade that match. It served its purpose. Much respect to Pat though. But the main event, let's talk about this for a second, because I thought I was tripping. And until, you know what I'm saying, y'all gave y'all grades just now, we both agreed that either the Fatal 4-Way or the Women's Intercontinental title match was the matches of the night. So now I know I'm not tripping, but I've been seeing online that people are calling Cena versus Orton at Backlash. Great match, by the way. I do think it was a great match, but I think people are getting, what's the word I'm looking for, carried away by saying this was the best Cena versus Orton match ever. I've been seeing that a lot on social media. So I do want to say this before we give.
They said these old niggas fighting. Their last match was
There's one thing I do agree with that I saw, and I saw somebody say that it was better than Cody versus Cena at Mania. Yes, but it was supposed to be. In my humble opinion, it was supposed to be. Is that arguably you can make the argument from WrestleMania 21 until now that John Cena versus Randy Orton is the greatest rivalry from that point. You can make that argument. If it's not number one, it's definitely top three. That rivalry between John Cena and Randy Orton, that's legendary. That's up there, in my opinion, is up there with, I'm not saying it's better, but it's in the same class as Rock Austin and all of them.
That says WrestleMania 21?
Since WrestleMania 21, you can make the argument that it's number one. You know what I'm saying? If it's not number one, it's absolutely top three, no question. Like, that rivalry is storied. It got so many layers to it, so many chapters. And you could tell just from the way that they sequenced the match. A lot of the sequencing in the match was flashbacks to their previous matches. So with that being said, I'm going to let y'all go with the grades first. Either one of y'all can go. How did y'all feel about the match, and what was the grade y'all gave the match? Okay.
C plus, C, yeah.
C. If based on what I've graded so far, C. That Cena Orton match, the highlight of that match was Orton's surprise RKOs. I gave O to the pass, and R-Truth jumping in because I didn't expect.
For that reason, I gave it a B-. I did, because of that, because of the element of surprise. I saw people speculating and guessing that R-Truth was gonna get involved. I really think he was good. He wasn't. I can't talk. I didn't think he was gonna get involved. I actually think it's pretty dope that he got involved, and not only that, but he's actually gonna get a match against Cena, which we could talk about later. I think that's pretty dope, man. This is the one time where I'm not going to complain if Jey Uso is not the main event. R-Truth getting that main event spot against John Cena, man. If he gets that, I think that's pretty fire, man. I'm 100% on board with that.
Hey, real quick, I don't want to get the podcast wrong, and I was laughing at this shit because I saw it today. But another podcast, I want to say, might have been Before the Bell. One of the guys had suggested, what if R-Truth wins? I think he's smoking so many dicks. Like, he needs to pit it down. Like, he needs to go away for a little while. But he made a recommendation. What if R-Truth wins and has a 2-week reign, and then and Cena wins the belt back, so he has 18. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
No. Yeah, it is.
But I wouldn't complain though.
You're not surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I think the general idea is just outlandish, but for some fan service, okay. Yeah, but nah, he's smoking dicks, bro. Absolutely not.
That would be one thing. It would make absolutely no sense, but I wouldn't complain about it whatsoever. Yeah, I'd probably go crazy. It would make absolutely no sense. But yeah, I gave the match a B minus, man. I thought it was a good match, man. I thought that first of all, y'all remember a year ago we was talking about. I had mentioned that I didn't have Cena above Orton because Orton, in my opinion, was simply the better wrestler. If that won't evidence a Saturday night, I don't know what was. Like, I don't know what match we was watching because the match, from a storytelling perspective, Cena did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Masterclass. But from a wrestling perspective, Orton wrestled circles around that boy Saturday, man. It was crazy. So it was a great match, man. A lot of storytelling. But I'm glad you brought up Before the Bell podcast, man. Shout out to them, man. Great podcast they got going on. There was something else that they talked about. One of the hosts was like, he felt like Cena is a terrible heel, and he doesn't feel like this farewell tour is going well. I seen Santi Zap say the opposite, so I wanted to
That's the
get you.
point, bro. That's the point. That's the point. He's supposed to be ruining wrestling. He ain't supposed to be a great heel. Y'all gave that man shit. You can't wrestle. Cena sucks. All that shit. Whether true or not, that man is cashing in, taking that heel shit to the bank. If he can't wrestle, he can't be a great heel. And he's doing all the basic ass heel shit and doing it horribly. That is the point of this shtick he's doing right now. He's ruining
Yeah.
wrestling. I'm here for it all, man. I'm here for it all.
Well, to the host's credit, he was saying that he's not doing enough to ruin wrestling. He doesn't feel like. He said he should be doing more as a heel to try to ruin it.
This is where I disagree because I think the part of him ruining wrestling is within the realm of his shtick of being so cheesy and corny.
Yeah.
That if someone who was that cheesy and corny said they're gonna ruin wrestling, you think they about to do it in the dopest heelish way possible?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, that's my thoughts on it. That's my thoughts on it. Like, nah, he's doing it the way it should be done. For someone who has always been in everyone's mind super cheesy, super corny, can't wrestle, hated his gimmicks, all that. It's literally it's exactly what I would expect from someone with no swag, no juice, no nothing, no aura to be that way and say, I'm a ruin wrestling, y'all gonna learn and do it the way he's doing it.
So
and then you see how, and again, side note from that, you see how he was reflecting and giving that like kind of guilty conscience, like at the end of the match and shit. Again, this is someone who, hey man, you know what we say, hey man, be you at the end of the day. We gonna fuck with you if you be you. He ain't being him, which is that cheesy good guy.
yeah.
You know, let's go and get it done. You know what I mean? He ain't doing that. So he's like, he's in that weird phase. I like it. I love this Cena run again for that reason. Cause I'm not looking at it as surface level. Like I'm like, nah, I'm really processing what he's doing. So I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I think he's on point.
Right. Shaq, where you at with it?
Like, I agree with Willie. If he's doing what he said he was gonna do, it's not supposed to be entertaining. He basically told us, like the end of Willy Wonka, you get nothing.
Yeah.
Good day, sir. You get nothing. So he's doing exactly what he said he was gonna do. Like, this is for me, this is not for y'all, and I'm leaving. A heel that makes sense. A heel that says it does exactly what he said he was gonna do.
Yeah.
So, and we weren't expecting. We've seen Cena in the ring the past couple years. We weren't expecting 5-star clinics. Like,
We was not.
yeah. So I like it, but I also like the fact that Willie pointed out that they're planting the seeds of the face turn right now. Like with him, just a reflection of what have I done at the end of the match type thing. That's going to be a slow burn, but he'll be face again by the time he retires, by the time his last match comes.
Let's talk about that real quick, because I'm be honest with you. I'm not sure if that was an act. Like, I watching that video, it felt like it was, for me anyway, it felt like it was just a real moment. Like, for those of you who don't know, like John Cena and Randy Orton are like really good friends. They're really close friends. They have been for a very long time. It will almost be to kind of like the same level. They not of like a last match of that magnitude of Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in San Antonio. And I think that he was also reflecting. I think it could have been him reflecting on what have I done, but I think it was also a mixture of like, yo, that's really the last match that I'm ever have with Randy Orton. It happened in St. Louis, perfect situation, and I think he was reflecting on that too. So I'm back and forth with that. I don't know if that was in that or if that was going into the character situation that y'all talking about. I seen somebody, I want to say it was Santi Zap, saying that he thought it was a moment of, like y'all said, of him not being able to hit for his whole career. He's been engaging with the fans. He's always cared about what the fans thought, right or wrong, boos or cheers. And in this character, he's not interacting with the fans at all like that, and maybe that was eating at him, and especially going into enemy territory and not expecting any boos, and he got thank you Cena chance afterwards, and that might have made him emotional for real. So we got to see what's going on. I like the notion of everything he's doing. After R-Truth, who would y'all have as his next opponent? Because it's all but official. He's going to fight R-Truth at Saturday night's main event. Who would y'all have as his next opponent?
So that's June. So Saturday night main event is in June. Question then is,
how many more dates does he have left?
20 some odd.
Yeah, it's 20 some odd
dates left.
Yeah, 20
So I'm assuming he's not going to be at every PLE.
Like he's not gonna be at Money in the Bank, I don't think.
I would assume he does the American PLEs. He isn't going to be at he might be at Night of Champions or Crown Jewel or King of the Ring, King Queen of the Ring. But I'm trying to think. I could see him going against Cody one more time, CM Punk one more. CM Punk is I think the final match. That's what I would like to see.
Okay.
But yes, yeah, I think CM Punk is a lock.
Yeah.
As the last one?
I want to see him as the last one, but Shaq might think differently.
I don't know about the last one, but I know he's one of the opponents.
Oh, so he actually, hold on real quick, just to give y'all a heads up. So he actually is going to be at Money in the Bank. So Money in the Bank is one of the dates. The Raw after Money in the Bank is one of those dates. He's going to be at Clash in Paris. He's going to be at Crown Jewel. Now we can go ahead and talk about this now. It's been confirmed that his last match is going to be in Boston in December. But he, just to throw that out there, he is going to be at Money in the Bank. He's going to be at Clash in Paris, and he's going to be at Crown Jewel. Clash in Paris is in August. And
that's four potential matches guaranteed. You doubt he's wrestling on TV. And that's 4 matches.
I seriously doubt he's not going to be at SummerSlam. I think for certain he's going to be at SummerSlam. That's just me. May not be possible, but yeah, just to throw that out there. But yeah, who would y'all have next?
So 5 next. I don't know the order as far as who's actually going to be next, because they literally just threw the Randy match together. Like,
yeah.
So it's not like he needs anything crazy.
I'll go him versus AJ one more time.
I'm looking at faces who are like wanting to. We're going to save this. We're going to stop him from taking it. AJ is a good one to feed to John. CM Punk is going to be one.
Damn, I wish KO won't hurt.
Right. I want to say Cody is going to come back again and lose. Or they give Cody the Boston win. But I would hate that. I don't want to see that. So Cody, Punk, AJ, 1 or 2 more.
You know what would be dope, in all honesty?
Maybe Roman.
Roman is an option, even though I think Roman and Seth gonna be locked in for the next year. I think their story is gonna intertwine for the next year. It's 2 names that come to mind that I think would be a dope to just throw in there. Drew McIntyre, because of all the stuff he talked about Cena going into Elimination Chamber. I think eventually they got to circle back to that. And then the other one would be Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar was to come back and fight him at like Money in the Bank or something like that, I think that would be cool.
That boy, persona non grata, boy. He right there with Vince McMahon. You can't say that man's name on TV, boy. Absolutely not.
If not him, then I could see a world where they once again they circle back to somebody like Drew McIntyre or like Rey Mysterio or something like that. I don't think it's gonna. Me personally, I have Cody Rhodes fits in as his last match. I think he passes that torch to Cody Rhodes. Just knowing Cena how he is, I don't think he's gonna pass the torch to somebody that's already established like CM Punk. I think Cody Rhodes is getting that belt back in December.
But the new, well, not even a partnership, but them buying AAA. What about Alberto?
He might be persona non grata also.
Him and Albert, now they signed him. B signed him.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, good for him then.
I think they would have either. Yeah, they signed him.
They signed him. So, I mean,
let him get fed to Obafemi, bro. He'll be all right.
They got it.
Collide.
Him and John Cena do got a history. They do got a history.
That match is not enticing enough for a PLE, respectfully.
Shoot,
let them niggas do like they've been doing every other promotion. They're not gonna put them on WWE TV because that will give them credibility towards their brand being a legitimate same level as Raw and SmackDown. They don't want that.
I would even
feed them niggas. They send them to the NXT. You got Jordan Grace, Joe Hendry, all these motherfuckers, wrestling motherfuckers who've been doing it for.
But it's not a partnership. Like they bought the company.
Again,
yeah, that's the.
They NXT Mexico, here we come. Like again, bro, like it's the same shit.
That ain't gonna work. How NXT UK turn out?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like they're gonna keep wrestling in Mexico as AAA, or they gonna rebrand it something else, and they not bringing the only people they bring in from the main rosters over is all the Latinos, bro. Every Hispanic person, and maybe one or two big names if they try to sell some tickets or some TV time.
You think they sent Alberto Del Rio to NXT though?
Bro, all right.
I'm thinking about it. Like I don't.
Wait. Let me ask you this: where the Hardy Boys been at? Huh? Where the Hardy Boys been at?
Hardy Boys in TNA.
They in TNA?
Yeah, I know they in TNA, but since the partnership and shit, who from TNA has been on main roster television?
Now, with that being
from TNA has been on main roster since now, not like they was contracted with WWE Net before.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Nobody.
Exactly.
All right, now
you got was fucking Joe Hendry.
But I want to say this for the record though. Well, actually, Joe Hendry is the answer to that question. He was at Mania.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, it's not a situation as it wasn't a thought, because you know who the second person was that they thought about being in that match with Randy Orton instead of Joe Hendry? It was Jeff Hardy. So it's not that it hasn't been thought about. It's been thought about. They just haven't pulled the trigger.
Okay.
I don't.
Look.
I can see. I can see.
I go post back again. Who was that?
I'm not saying as if it won't happen. I honestly don't know. That's my whole point. Like I can see a scenario where Alberto Del Rio does appear in NXT, and I could also see a scenario where he does appear in WWE on the main roster. I can see both.
You mean to tell me?
I can see both happening.
You think Alberto Del Rio is about to be on main roster TV when they didn't even have arguably the greatest tag team ever that has way more history in this promotion than Alberto Del Rio, and they ain't even make it to main roster to have a tag match with any of them damn tag teams on the main roster that are like dream matches? Come on, son.
You know that's happening.
Just to feed Alberto Del Rio to fucking John Cena, man. Come on.
You know what happened? I would just say you throwing out names.
The point is, like, we honestly don't know. Like, I'm not going to completely rule. I'm not going to rule it out. And they are going to have the Hardys on the main roster this year. But I mean, I'm not going to completely rule that out. Are you more likely right? Yes, but I can see it's like a 25% chance they could do it, yo.
You're going to get more WWE Latino wrestlers over to AAA than the other way around on the main roster. WWE Latino wrestlers want to be on AAA more. And everything I've done research on AAA, I hear they fucking ass right now in the grand scene. Only people they got is Vikingo. I did some research. They not really popping like that right now in Mexico as far as wrestling goes. You know
I wouldn't care about seeing that match at Crown Jewel. Money in the Bank, I would be like, all right, y'all tripping. But Crown Jewel, I mean, do I really
only
care?
person from that AAA roster is going to be on that main roster is Vikingo. Only one worthy. Alberto Del Rio should not touch a single Raw SmackDown television show taping.
You go burst of the flame if he does.
Yeah, he gonna be right there with motherfucking Andrade or fucking whatchamacallit,
Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar, one of the two. That's the best that man gonna get. They gonna have him go ahead, fight your people, bro. Just like they do us blacks. Go fight your people, bro.
Last thing we're gonna cover, and then we're gonna get up out of here after Shaq does the either or. So I had sent y'all four names. Well, actually six. I'm sorry. Well, seven. No, six. Seth, Gunther, Braun, Punk, Jay, and Sammy. So the expound of that: Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Braun Breaker, Gunther, and Seth Rollins. The reason why I say those six names is because it seems as though those six names are involved in a saga right now that we don't know what the end is going to be. So Gunther is involved because for those of you who did not watch Raw Monday night, it's official that the Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank, Jey Uso would be defending the title in a rematch against Gunther on the Raw in Phoenix after Money in the Bank. Jey Uso also got attacked by Braun Breaker last night during the show. To begin the show, Jey Uso was involved with a confrontation with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker standing alongside Sami Zayn and CM Punk. CM Punk and Sami Zayn will be teaming up against Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event. All while Jey is trying to keep his World Heavyweight Championship. So Seth has his eyes on CM Punk and Sami Zayn because he feels like they in the way, while also having his eyes on the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's if Jey Uso survives Gunther the Monday after Money in the Bank. So with all that being said, where do y'all think this is going? Do y'all like how all these stories are entwined right now? Do y'all see an end game for this? Is it going to be long-term storytelling, or what y'all think is going to happen? What's
Legitimize Jay's reign by getting the second win over Gunther, and you just have the looming inevitability of this. Why I think Braun might win Money in the Bank, because if that match is after, it's that looming inevitability of maybe he may cash in, but it's going to be he's going to lose the title to Seth. But that's what I like it. I have no issue with it. It's just about the what if. You have all these storylines, so you can't just predict what's going to happen. So I'm totally fine with it. I fucks with it.
Yeah, it's like if Jay's gonna beat Gunther, like gonna beat him clean too again to legitimize the his title win. You know, put a little bit of status on his name. But like Willie said, I like that everything is intertwined with Seth, I, and Jay. But then you also have CM Punk who said, I'm going to make sure I die to prevent you from winning, you know, the WWE Championship. He's going to do everything in his power to make sure that Seth doesn't win. And then, like we said earlier in the show, we also got the seeds of, we know what's going to happen between Breaker and Seth. Eventually, we know that's coming. You know, it's not going to be for a while. It could be that Breaker wins, right? He could win the Money in the Bank, and then Seth wins the title, right? And he expects Breaker just to give away the title, lay down so that he can get the W in. That doesn't happen. But then what does that leave CM Punk? CM Punk not get a title shot. So it's good. I like the fact that everything is intertwined and how they could go run over here real quick and leave them alone and then come back and the story will still be there. So that's cool. Good story.
I could see Paul Heyman staying with Braun if that happens. Just a random thought.
Stay with the future.
Yeah.
I don't think Braun's sniffing a world heavyweight title opportunity anytime soon. That's just me because I don't think this is a situation where this story is going to culminate in the next year or two. I think this is I don't want to call it a bloodline 2.0 situation, but I think this is going to be very similar to like Roman, how like this is going to be a run between him and Paul Heyman for the next 2 to 3 years. And I think they're going to build Braun up for this next year. And then after that, next year around Money in the Bank time, I'm not saying he's not going to be in the match, but I don't see a scenario where he wins. You're talking about a slow cook. I think they're going to slow cook this whole situation, man. So I don't see him sniffing a world heavyweight title opportunity no time soon. I don't see Seth, like everybody got Jay losing before SummerSlam. I don't think that's going to happen because what you just said, CM Punk is going to make sure he does everything possible. So how can he make sure he do everything possible without us getting Seth versus CM Punk 3 at SummerSlam? That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get Seth versus CM Punk 3 at SummerSlam. Seth Rollins finally put CM Punk out of his way And then after that, whatever the next big pay-per-view is after that, I'm not sure what it is off the top of my head. I don't think they're gonna wait till the Survivor Series, but whatever the next, you know what I'm saying, big pay-per-view is after that, maybe that's when Seth wins. But it won't be until after SummerSlam. That's my prediction. I love the way all the stories are entwined because it keeps you guessing. You're trying to figure out what's next. We're trying to figure out, and another piece to this puzzle is Sami Zayn. I'm trying to figure out what Sami Zayn fits in all of this because he's made it known he wants to be world heavyweight title. What if at SummerSlam we get Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it's a situation like that? I think the reason why I put all these names together is because I think all 6 of these names are entwined in this story, and all 6 of these people want that world heavyweight championship. Every last one of them, even Braun Breaker. But Braun Breaker has to wait his turn. And then on top of that, you got the Money in the Bank that's going to happen with more people going after the world heavyweight championship. So right now, I love the story of this big, huge target being on Jay's back and Jay just being ready for whatever. Because anybody who stepped up to them, he's challenged them immediately, whether it was Gunther, whether it was Seth Rollins or whoever. So I love what's going on, but I don't have Jay. I agree with Willie, what Willie said last week about a 6-month window, but it's he definitely not losing before SummerSlam. We got to get CM Punk versus Seth 3, and it has to happen at a major PLE. If you think about it, both of their matches have been on Monday Night Raw. The Raw Netflix debut, and if you want to count that as a major PLE event because of what it was, then cool. But it was on the Raw debut on Netflix, and then another episode of Monday Night Raw. That rivalry is too big not to be on a PLE. We have to get that at either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
If one of them are not fighting for the title, SummerSlam.
I'm going SummerSlam as well. I'm going SummerSlam as well. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Sami Zayn versus Jey Uso match at SummerSlam either. I think once again you gotta, the same way you built up Jay with loss after loss after loss, and then he finally got it done. It's time. It's beyond time for Sami Zayn, dog. Sami Zayn, it's time for him to get that belt one way or another, man. With that being said, man, Shaq, you got the either or.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To all my people out there that love and still watch wrestling, this last segment of the show is called Either Or, This or That. That's when I come up with a random scenario, question, or what if pertaining to wrestling. And me and the fellas just kick around and throw out ideas. So the question I posed to the fellas earlier was I want you to give me one moment in wrestling history that was a complete shock and made the fans go absolutely crazy.
It's one moment, right?
Yeah, give me one. Just give me one. Or after you give me your one that you could think of, we could throw a couple of others out there.
When you say crazy, you mean in a good way?
Yeah, like they went unhated, like they went and hated.
Because
Yeah,
it's a moment that was a shock, but I don't know if it went in a good way.
What's yours, that?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about the streak ending.
The streak ending, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. That will always be it.
That will always be it. That shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. It's the number one thing.
I wish I still had that phone so I could then post the pictures of the way Dent was just staring at the TV screen.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, dog. I don't care. You can talk about your NXT call ups and how Vince fumbled that. You can talk about whatever you want. That is the number one botch of Vince McMahon's era.
All this technology, and I don't know how to bring those pictures
The
back.
streak should have never ended. And if it ended, should have went to Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31. Not to Brock Lesnar, dog. Not to Brock Lesnar. Not to Brock Lesnar, man.
But the crowd didn't go crazy for that.
For me, it's gonna be when someone didn't show up, and that's when Shawn Michaels hit Bret Hart's music in Canada. So and how they went fucking ape shit. Just to be disappointed.
Because Shawn was talking and he heard it. Yeah, I remember that, and he started laughing. Yeah,
that'd be a
pop. That only comes from.
But if we're going with a shock where the people absolutely went crazy, one thing while we talking about the farewell tour, John Cena's return to the Royal Rumble. I think it was the Royal Rumble 2008, the one that was in MSG.
MSG, yeah.
Yeah.
After the injury.
That's one time where normally in an arena like that, John Cena is definitely getting majority booed. And when that music hit, they went absolutely nuts. That's one for sure. That was a surprise, man, for certain. So I'm gonna put one above that though. The Raw. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this number one for right now. I'm pretty sure there's many more moments. The Raw. After Mania, WrestleMania. I want to say it was a Raw after Mania, after WrestleMania 26. Undertaker comes out there, and before he could say a word, Triple H music hits, and they don't say a word to each other. They just stand and stare at each other across the ring, and it sets up the match between them and Wrestle. Well, was it after that? Might have been the Raw after Royal Rumble. It was a Raw after the Mania Royal Rumble where they had an infamous wordless promo. They didn't say a word to each other. Undertaker went like this. Triple H did the DX chop. The next thing you know, we got the WrestleMania 27 match in Atlanta. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that.
I'm gonna go with a WCW selection here from Slamboree 1998. Check this moment out, where it was the Cruiserweight Battle Royal, where the winner gets a chance at get a shot at the title with Chris Jericho. And there was a feud with Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho going on for a while, and nobody's seen Dean Malenko for about a couple weeks or months. And he was dressed as Cyclope, and nobody knew.
I
And
remember he took the mask off at the end or
Dean
something, right?
Malenko took that mask off
Yeah.
to show that it was him underneath that mask. Crowd went crazy. Like, go back and watch it from the beginning, from Chris Jericho introducing all of the wrestlers coming to the ring. The man said, and here coming to the ring, Silver King. He wins 5 more matches, we'll upgrade him to Gold King, but he has to win 5 more matches. Yeah, Chris Jericho used to be good. Yeah, but that's my moment right there. Like an unexpected, like, holy shit moment, and the crowd went insane. Slamboree 98, the Cruiserweight Battle Royal. Check that out.
I would even put, and to give them some credit, I would even put that night in AEW where Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole debuted.
Oh, debuted at the same time?
Yeah, that was a hell of a night. That was a hell of a night. You get two big debuts like that back to back. Once Adam Cole came out, everybody thought that was it, and then all of a sudden Bryan Danielson music hit.
Well, Adam Cole was a surprise. Remember, he had just got released. Like,
Yeah,
it hadn't even been 30 days. He
yeah.
was a surprise.
CM
People,
Punk pop at AEW was crazy. His pop at Survivor Series War Games was also
series was
The
we kind of knew
crazy.
the AEW one was going to happen, but
The WWE one.
the Survivor Series one.
That was matter of fact, that's up there. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy, man. All right, man. Well, this has been real, episode 36 of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. We thank y'all for locking in with us, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the content. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok. Once again, make sure to like and subscribe to the content. We get new subscribers every week, so we appreciate the love. We appreciate the follows. Appreciate the views, man. Thank y'all for locking in with us, man. If y'all got anything that y'all ever want us to talk about, make sure y'all shoot us some messages, shoot us some DMs, and whatever social media platform there is. We'll love to talk about it for sure. Until next time, man. Thank y'all for locking in with us. Y'all enjoy y'all week. Have an amazing week. And until next time, we out.
Peace.